Welcome to Living Full, my gutless journey. Today's video is going to be a Q&A. I went through all my videos and looked in the comment sections and compiled all the questions that were in the comments. And I'm going to make a video answering those questions. So let's get started. So the first question, have you ever had a bag come off when it's too full and problems with it hanging heavy? So I've never had a bag come off when it was too full. I have experienced when my bag was full enough to start to separate the flange from my skin. One time it was like 6 a.m. in the morning and my bag usually is pretty full at that time when I'm in bed sleeping. And I woke up and I realized my bag is pretty full. It's pretty full with output and gas. And I was like, okay, let me get up and empty it. And I did not. I fell back to sleep. And then an hour later, around 7 a.m., I was woken up by my flange separating from my skin because the gas was, that pressure was pushing the flange off my skin. I bounced up off the bed, went to the bathroom. While I was sitting down on the toilet, I guess the bending of my abdomen and my thighs pushing up my bag caused the gas to further separate the flange from my skin, and output came with that gas out the side of the flange. So there was output in my navel and my belly button, and I heard gas coming out, but my bag stayed put. If your bag becomes too full with gas or output, I don't think it would fall off, but it will come out, if that makes sense. And the second part of the question was asking, do I have problems with my bag hanging heavy? And yes, I do. To combat that, I wear ostomy wraps quite often. The only time I don't really wear them is if my ostomy bag is wet and I want it to air dry. But otherwise, I'm wearing ostomy wraps. I bought my first ostomy wrap from Ostomy Secrets. I'll put the link to the website below. That was my first ostomy wrap. I like their wraps a lot, but the only thing is the one that I bought, you kind of have to like step into it and like pull it up your legs to get to your waist. And I want something where I can just, like a Velcro style, where I can just open it, place it on my abdomen, and close it. So I'm currently creating my own product, my own ostomy wrap, where I get exactly what I want. And hopefully in 2026, I will be selling them. So I'll let you guys know when they're ready to be bought. So I'm wearing my ostomy wrap right now that I created. I'll show you. So right now it is hanging, and I do not like the feel of the hang. I don't know, it might be a personal thing, but I don't like to feel it swinging around, or if I'm sitting down, I don't like it sitting on my lap. It's just something I've never liked. So I made my own ostomy wrap. It has 2 pockets depending on what side your ostomy is on. You can put it in this pocket or this pocket. You can put your thumb here and your forefingers here to place your ostomy wrap on. And it's Velcro here, like a really soft Velcro. But I should have hand washed this. I'm finding out that, yeah, you should hand wash so you don't get all this fabric stuck in here. But I'm learning. So my stoma is on the right side. So I make sure the pocket's lined up with my ostomy bag. And I put my thumb and fingers in, place it around my waist. I can adjust how tight it is. I like it kind of tight. That's good. Adjust, tuck, you know. And then I put my hand in and place my bag inside my pocket on the right side. And now I don't feel hang. It's not swinging around. That's kind of dramatic, but you know what I mean. And it's very comfortable. Someone asked, was it hard to heal from the proctocolectomy? Yes, it was. The hardest part is pain all up and through your pelvic area. I had a lot of pain in my sacrum. The hardest part is moving right after surgery, which they want you to do. My physical therapist pretty much woke me up the day after my surgery saying, "You ready to walk?" And I was like, "You talking to me?" I hope you're not talking to me. So walking after that surgery was pretty difficult. And just the healing process alone, I'm still healing, and it's been 9 months since my surgery. I had it February 6th. It's now November 9th. And I'm still sore at times, but I'm 90% healed. But right now I'm sitting on a hard floor. I'm sitting on a pillow, like a fluffy pillow. Otherwise, I could not sit on this hardwood floor for very long. So yes, it was very difficult. But I mentally prepared for how difficult it was. I watched YouTube videos to see how people did cope with the pain. I had pain medicine, I had my cushion pillow, and I had support. That took time to heal from, but when you do, you feel much relief and look back on it as, I am damn strong, you know? Yeah. Yeah. But you will heal. It does take time. It is doable, it is manageable, and if you're going through it now, you can reach out to me, ask me any questions, and I will make a follow-up Q&A video to answer all the questions that are in the comments to this video. So put your questions below. I'll make a part 2. Someone also asked, how long did I use a waffle pillow after my surgery? If you don't know what a waffle pillow is, I'll show it here or put a link to it below. So it's kind of like this square cushion. It's the same material as like a floaty that you use in a swimming pool, but it has little holes in the pillow, and it's pretty flat. It kind of looks like a waffle. That's where it gets the name from. It looks like a waffle, but it makes sitting on hard surfaces or even really soft surfaces like the perfect firmness. You're able to shift your weight to relieve pressure off of one side of your cheek, to release pressure off your incision site. So I carried that around with me for a good 6 months. Just yesterday, I was actually using it to sit on my hardwood floors to organize my ostomy supplies. Again, I'm still using it here and there now, but on a daily basis for 6 months, I had to carry that around with me everywhere I went. I would carry it in a tote bag, and my purse would be on one shoulder. My waffle bag and my tote bag would be in another bag on my shoulder. I would use it on the subways because subway seats were hard. I used it at restaurants when the seats were hard. I even used it on my couch downstairs because the couch was too soft. And when my pelvis sank into surfaces that were too soft, that caused pain. So I used it on my couch to give it more firmness. And yeah, a good 6 months, I would say. The hospital gave me about 3. And I bought one before having surgery, but because I didn't know the hospital would give me some, but they did for free. That is something I could not live without during my recovery. Another question, do I have a colostomy or ileostomy? So I have an ileostomy. If you don't know the difference between a colostomy and an ileostomy, a colostomy is when your stoma is created from a section of your large intestine, and ileostomy is when your stoma is created from a part of your small intestine. Your output would be thicker if you have a colostomy, and thinner if you have an ileostomy. Another question, what's a good electrolyte additive? I usually use Element. They're spelled LMNT. I buy it straight from their website, but I know recently they're in Target stores now. They taste great. They're not too salty, and they don't have that aspartame taste. So Element I use, but I know you can make your own electrolyte mixture. It's just really like potassium and sodium and a flavoring, but I'm pretty lazy. Maybe in the future I'll do it. But for now, I'm using Element, and they taste great, and they have so many flavors: watermelon, I have raspberry, lemonade, citrus. They have an unflavored one you can add to any of your drinks. Yeah, they have even chocolate. I'm like, wow, and like the spicy one. But yeah, check them out. I'll put a link to them in the description below. Coconut water has potassium and like natural electrolytes in it. So if you want electrolytes or you just want to grab something, grab some coconut water. Another question, I make homemade juices. I have a juicer. And someone asked, do you find that the veggies that I put in my juice, do they give me gas? And surprisingly, they do not. I tend to get gas when I eat raw veggies, especially like salads. Like the green leafy vegetables give me gas and make my stomach talk. But if I juice my greens, juice my veggies, I don't get gas at all, actually. But my output does become more watery. If I drink a glass of green juice, an hour or two later, I will be emptying my bag and lots of water will be in my bag. I am getting my minerals, my nutrition from my juice. I'm not becoming dehydrated. It just makes my output more watery. So that's why if I'm drinking my juice, I often have like my egg sandwich with my juice. So the bread slows down my output while my juice speeds it up. So it's like this happy medium. So nope, the veggies in my juice do not give me gas, but raw veggies do give me gas. All right, another question. How do you get poop stains out of your clothing or sheets? I had an incident when my output did get on my sheets, but I was in the hospital. I don't know what they did. But at home, I've never had an incident where my output got on my sheets. And I never had a big incident when where my output got on my clothing. But I'm a mother, and when my child was a baby, like diaper situations, the diaper doesn't hold it. Her clothes got stained with poop. So to clean her stuff, to clean her sheets, to clean her clothes, I would first rinse the clothing and her sheets in the bathtub, make sure all the output is off. And then I would scrub. If you have Dove, I would say use Dove to scrub vigorously to get those stains out. And then I threw it in the washer. Right now, I have a washing machine where you can soak your clothing for 15 minutes before the cycle begins. So I would recommend to do that as well. So rinse the output off your clothing, off your sheets in the bathtub. Scrub vigorously with Dove, if you have any. And then throw it in the washer and let your sheets or clothes soak before the cycle begins. And hopefully that will get the stains out of your sheets and clothes. But when that does happen to me, I'll follow my own advice. But let me know if that works. I have a question about filters. Do my filters work on my bag? And how do you deal with them? So I don't think the filters on my Hollister bag work that well. It's not really at the top of my mind either, because I always wake up with a bag full of gas, and I have a filter, and my bag stays full of gas in the morning. Even when I go in the shower, I don't cover up my filters. No water gets into my bag through the filters. But I've heard that the Confitect Esteem body bags I heard they work very well. I heard their filters work very well. So if you're having a gas issue, I would recommend the Convatec Esteem body bags. The next question, how do you deal with poop noises from the ostomy in public? The gas sounds when the farting sounds from your stoma, the poop sounds of your output coming out of your stoma. How do I deal with that in public? So first, I notice what is causing my stoma to make sounds. I notice the first thing that I'm eating in the day. While I'm eating that first thing of the day, my stoma will start to talk. I just think my digestive tract is starting to move, so it starts to create sounds. My digestive system is activated. That's when it starts to make the sounds I do not want anyone to hear. I make sure that I eat something prior to going out, especially if I'm going to be in public. So my digestive tract is already moving. And I notice no matter when I eat a salad, that's when my stoma talks. If I eat a salad and I'm around somebody, my stoma will be making noises, regardless if I ate it first or at the end of the day. Salads equals noises. Make sure you know what types of foods make your stomach talk, and to be mindful that make sure you're not in public when you first start to eat something in your day. All right, so those are my 2 advices for you. Another question is, do I take meds for gas? I don't. If anyone watching this knows of any good medicine that you can buy over the counter, please put it in the comments below, or talk to your doctor to see if they can recommend any medicines to quiet gas or to break up gas so it's not making sounds through your stoma. Another question, do I have problems burping Coloplast bags? And do you get leaks if you burp your bag from the top? When I first got my stoma, I was using Coloplast bags, the 1-piece bags. I think I used the 2-piece bags as well. But the only problem with that, when I would go to burp the Coloplast bags, I would have to take off the flange, the sticky part, and have the gas come out that way, and then press the flange back down. The issue I found with that is that wherever I lifted up the flange, it became less sticky over time. And then I didn't get any leaks, but I was afraid that I would get leaks because it wasn't sticking properly because I kept lifting it up to let the gas out. So even though I didn't have any leaks from doing that, I was scared that I would get a leak. I have had no issues burping my bag when I use a 2-piece Hollister bag. With a Hollister bag, or I don't know if other bags have it, but if for the Hollister bag, you can just lift up the little clicky part and let the gas out and then click it shut. If you want to burp your bag, I recommend getting a bag that has like the piece you can snap on and snap on and off. And that's why I did switch to Hollister 2-piece bags, so I can burp my bag more easily. Another question, do you rinse your bag with water if you have pancaking or mushy stools? I've heard somewhere that you're not supposed to put water inside your bag to rinse it out. I forget the reason why, but I'll put it somewhere in this video on the screen or in the description below. But I've heard to prevent pancaking, if you fill your bag a little with air prior to rolling up your bag, it creates some space so your stoma can drop the output into your bag and not have it. Because if you don't have air and your bag is pressing up against your stoma, it's like the output doesn't have room to drop to the bottom of your bag. Instead, it's just pressing up against your bag and just like smushing onto the stoma ring, really. But if you have some air, right, then the output would have some space to drop down. So if you put a little bit of air in your bag prior to rolling it up, I heard that helps prevent pancaking. I feel like my voice has changed since the beginning of this video. Until now, it's like raspy now. Oh, I think that's all the questions. I hope I answered everyone's questions thoroughly. If you have any questions for me, please put them in the comments below and I'll make a part 2 to this video. Share this video with anyone you think needs to see it. Pass this video around. I want to create a community where we can come ask questions about poop, about gas, about ostomy life. I like to give ostomy tips, and I want you to feel like you are not alone. I'm here, I have a stoma, and I'm able to answer these questions through experience. So ask me. It's almost been a year now. Wow. It's almost been a year now since I've had my stoma, so I know some things from experience, and I would like to pass them along to you. So pass this to someone who needs to see it, and that's all I ask. I'll see you guys in the next one.